Hello, Broderick Wallace here. How you doing? Don't answer that. Right, in this playlist where I'm reading the whole of Initiation into Hermetics, and this is a good chance to say again, I'm actually doing this for myself. So that's what I mean, like, maybe I could have labelled each individual chapter or whatever, but I don't need to do that. I just need it numbered so I can basically remember where I was the day before as I'm working. And I can only put so much time into this. But at the same time, I do care about doing things properly. So there are two major mistakes within the book that need to be corrected in order to fully digest and understand the book properly. Now, one of these I've corrected within the reading, and one of them I didn't. So we're making this video as a correction to page 55. There is another. Actually, I didn't look up the page for the. It's in the theory section somewhere. Oh, it doesn't matter now. Anyway, somewhere. This is the one that I did correct. Somewhere around the beginning, Barden says that wands are ascribed to air and swords to fire. This is definitely a mistake. And I knew this anyway because this is classic Western tradition. It's definitely swords for air and wands for fire. This confusion, I believe, has even led to some people adopting this incorrect way around, because it's a funny mistake to make when you think about it, because you can swords, they're kind of violent, so you can kind of twist them to fire. And with wands, it's like, well, you wave them around in the air, but no, the wand is the directed will, and it's sometimes depicted as actually being on fire. And the air is the quick sword that chops through the air and cuts through to make connection, if you like. It's a very airy symbol. So that's definitely the way things should be. I've already made that correction as I was reading. That just to summarize again very quickly, fire is definitely wands, air is definitely swords, and as standard, water, cups, earth, pentacles as standard. So now we move on to the correction that I didn't make at the time. And the reason that I didn't make this correction at the time is because I wasn't exactly sure. Like I needed to look this up. Because I'd heard about this and I'd read it and I hadn't actually noticed, because my knowledge wasn't up to scratch the first time that I read it. So now that it is, I've made this correction. You can see it in the diagram here. And I have had all of these corrections, both of these corrections that I talk about in this video, confirmed by someone extremely knowledgeable on the subject. If there was anything wrong with this, I would have been told. So you can definitely take this to the bank. So it's a good chance to get this sorted out once and for all. Like, even if you're not interested in this playlist, you've got it all on one video here. The corrections that need to be made to Initiation into Hermetics. A lot of the language is a bit clunky and that, in the translation. And I guess I know it's said that, deliberate mistakes. I don't believe that. That's just come with deliberate mistakes. They're mistakes. So you can see it there on the image, but I'm going to read it out anyway. So this is how things should be. Actually, I should say first, it's earth and water, which have been swapped round in the original. And I'm talking about the 1976 edition. I don't know about the next edition after that, the one with the grey cover or any others. I don't know if this correction has been made, but I'm talking about the version that I'm reading, the original English translation print, the 1976 edition. So perhaps these mistakes carry on into later editions, and you'll have to just look out for that. Go and have a look. I know the page numbers are different, so you can see that the book that I've got there at the top of the image, but you can recognize it by the cover, the first one. So this is how it should be when water and earth are swapped around. And there is another little nuance, which is you need to cross out laziness on water, on the new water, if you like. So anyway, this is how it should be for the negative elemental qualities on page 55 of Initiation into Hermetics. So, fire. For instance, you will ascribe jealousy, hatred, vindictiveness, irascibility, anger to the fiery element. Air. Frivolity, self-presumption, boasting, squandering, gossiping to the element of air. Earth. Indifference, laziness, frigidity, compliance, negligence, shyness, insolence, instability to the, in square brackets, earth element. Water, crossing out laziness. Consciencelessness, which I guess means lack of conscience. Melancholy, irregularity, anomaly, and dullness to the element of, in square brackets, water. So that's the way it should be. And like I said, I have actually, just to qualify again, I've already made the correction to the swords and wands. But in my reading in the playlist, I actually read the wrong version on page 55. So this clarifies the correction to page 55. Okay. Take care of yourselves.